Hello, this is Nicole Watkins with Morgan James Publishing. I am the Director of Author Support, and I am here with author Dan Cockerell, author of How's the Culture in Your Kingdom? Dan, thank you so much for being here with me today. Very excited to talk about this recent release and just talk through a little bit about how's the culture in your kingdom.
Thanks, Nicole. I appreciate being on. And this was I think like a lot of authors, you never imagine you're ever going to write a book. So this is, my wife and I are pretty proud of this one.
Excellent, excellent. And that really leads us into my first question for you, Dan, is can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the title of the book?
Sure. Well, I worked at the Walt Disney Company for 26 years and 19 different jobs. And so that's all I ever did in my adult life. And so when I left Disney, I started thinking about, what do I know? What is it I know that people would be interested in hearing about in my new career as a consultant? And the original title was not How's the Culture in Your Kingdom? The original title was How's the Weather in Your Kingdom? And I'd heard someone give a speech and talked about how culture is like the weather. It's the environment you're in. It's the all-encompassing environment that leaders create. And I love that. And that was the working title for a while. And then when we finally got on a call with Morgan James, they said, look, we love the title. When you hear that, there's going to be a but you're going to confuse people and people aren't going to know what that means. And so we think what you mean by weather is culture, and culture is a word that people do know. And I didn't argue about that. I said, look, I want to sell books. I don't want to create confusion. And so the idea about culture is it's not just professional. It's not, Disney, we're known for creating these environments for our guests and for employees, but your kingdom could be anything where you are. It could be your home. It could be where you work. It could be you're a group that you're associated with, a club, and every group of people, there's a culture that exists. And so you want to evaluate that culture. And if you're in a leadership role, create the best culture you can so people feel comfortable. And once they do that, great things happen.
Such a great message, especially for, everything we've been seeing in today's world. Just going through some unprecedented times, but I love how you tie this into, as you said, your kingdom is where you are.
Right.
Very important thing to remember. So, Dan, I have to ask, had you ever planned on writing a book?
Most things that I've done in my life, I never planned on doing. I think, just to become an executive at Disney, that was definitely not a plan. I started out parking cars. There's living in France, working there for 5 years was never a plan, but I had the opportunity to do that. And the book, it wasn't even in the cards. We evolve, and I've after leaving Disney, I realized how many opportunities there are out there. And my mantra now, my wife and I working together, we always tell people, it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to get better. And this was, for me, a real example of you can do anything you set your mind to do. And it was hard. I mean, I got burnt out at one point, and Valerie took over the writing and kept the flame burning. So it was definitely a collaborative piece. But yeah, like a lot of things I've done in my life, I never imagined that I would either have the courage or skill or to do that. But if you put your mind to something, you can figure it out. You get people around you, you get a lot of help, you can get advice. And if you're motivated enough, anything's possible.
Such wise words. And one thing that I'm wondering is, who did you write this book for?
Yeah, that's another one. When Morgan James first asked me that question, Nick Pavlidis, who did the editing for us, he asked that question, who are you writing this for? Of course, I said, I'm writing it for everyone. I want everyone to buy the book. He said, yeah, but you have to think of the person you're sitting across from who's going to read this thing. So, obviously I have a lot of great experiences and stories in there, and it's really entertaining for a lot of people. But where I landed, the person I was writing for was maybe someone who is a high performer, whether, once again, not just at work, but they're a high performer and they're ready to take on more responsibility. And then they go to leading a team of people. And that's such a big leap for people, because a lot of people who individually are successful, they're so used to getting things done themselves. And when you get into a leadership role, you're now getting things done through people. And so you have to develop that influence. And it can be really frustrating for a lot of people. You have to let go of a lot of things. And so I really wanted to offer some of my learnings and my advice and my experience maybe to those leaders who are in their first leadership role and they're just looking around, just trying to figure out what they're supposed to do. And I tried to structure it in a way to give them, there's nothing like experience or replacement for that, but at least maybe give them some clues about where to start and maybe things they should prioritize to be successful in a role of leading a team.
Excellent. Such a fantastic topic. And I know that there's going to be a lot of people watching today that are going to want to further connect with you, Dan, just to learn a little bit more about, how they can make sure that the culture in their own kingdom is going in the direction that they really foresee. So where's going to be the best place that people can further connect with you?
Sure. Our website is cockerellconsulting.com. There's videos on there, everything that we do. My email address, dan@dancockerell.com is there. My cell phone number's there. We like to make it easy for people to get in touch with us. And everything you want to know about what we're doing is right there, cockerellconsulting.com.
Excellent. That's so fantastic. And so for those that are watching, definitely connect with Dan and, get in there and pick his brain. I think this is such a timely topic and some very useful tools under just the premise of this book. And just as a good reminder, Dan's book is available wherever books are sold. So definitely make sure that you grab a copy today and connect with Dan and, just continue on with your goals in, making sure that, again, the culture in your kingdom is going the direction that you want. Dan, thank you so much for today. It has been such a pleasure getting to hear a little bit about the background of this book and just talk about such a wonderful, important topic.
Thanks for having me, and thanks to Morgan James for helping me get through this process. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure, and we're definitely proud of being able to accompany you in this journey.